So we discussed about Dhruva, and now we're going to talk about his descendants. Okay. So this is where we said at the beginning of chapter 13, Vidura is asking, who are these who are these prachetas, and why did Narada Muni glorify Dhruva in that assembly? Now we are going to talk about the prachetas, and prachetas are actually the descendants of Dhruva after many generations. So Maitreya Rishi is telling Vidura about all the descendants. So the story goes like this. Dhruva had two wives, and the eldest was a son called Utkala. But Utkala was not interested in administration, taking care of the citizens and doing all the punishing the bad people and making sure everybody's happy in the kingdom, there's enough food, all that administrative activities. Utkala, though he was the eldest son, and the eldest son was usually the one who becomes a king, but Utkala was only focused on the Lord, and he didn't want to do any administration. So the younger son of Dhruva became the king. So I'm just going to look at that. Yeah. So and then Maitreya Rishi also says that in the descendants of Dhruva, there was Vena, who was killed by the Brahmanas or the priests, and suddenly Vidura started asking the question, oh, how was a bad son born in this in the family of such wonderful devotees, starting with Dhruva? And so Maitreya Rishi starts telling the story. So there, there were many. We said Dhruva had two sons, right? Utkala and Vatsara. Vatsara became the king. He was the younger son, but he became the king because Utkala was only focused on spiritual activities, and he did not want to be an administrator. And then there were many descendants, about 5 sons and their wives and their children. So then after 5 generations from Vatsara, there was a great king or great devotee called Anga Maharaj. And Anga Maharaj was such a great devotee. He worshipped Lord Vishnu. He used to do nice sacrifices. And the only problem was he didn't have a son. So he was doing an Ashwamedha Yajna, and when he was invoking all the devatas to come, they did not come. And then and very qualified brahmanas were doing the sacrifice. So then usually, when there is welcoming of all the devatas, they all come because they really like the devotee who is worshipping. So in this case, they did not come. And then the Brahmana said it is because you don't have a son, and so they started doing prayers to Lord Vishnu or Krishna so that King Anga can have a son. And suddenly Yajna Purusha, or from the fire, a personality came, and that personality is called a Yajna Purusha, and he gave a bowl full of payasam. And payasam is a sweet mixture that was very blessed. And if Anga Maharaj was to give this to his wife, they would get a son. But Anga Maharaj had a wife. Her name was Sunita. And Sunita, the issue with Sunita was she was the daughter of death or Mrityu. We talked about those dynasties of bad generations that came from Brahma, like falsity, ego, and pride, and all those bad qualities, the personification of them, death, all that is in one of the dynasties. But Anga Maharaj married from that dynasty, so his wife had all that bad, um, you know. Genes or bad effects in her lineage, and the son. So this Sunita drank this payasam, and she got a son. But this son, he did not have the qualities of his father Anga, but the qualities that he had were from his mother's side of mrityu or death. So he was a very cruel son, and his name was Vena. So Anga's son Vena uh, was very crooked. How sinful he was even as a child, he used to, hurt animals. He used to play with friends, and when he lost, he would kill his friends. He was that bad, this King Vena, or this child Vena, and the child grew up, and King Anga was trying to tell him, you have to do the right thing, but no, he did not follow anything. And Anga Maharaj was very sad that he's having a son who's not following any rules. He's very cruel. He's killing innocent animals and even the citizens and his playmates mercilessly. So Anga Maharaj was thinking, oh, having no son is better than having such a bad son. And then he was thinking, actually, having a bad son is better than having a good son. And can anybody say his logic of saying that? Why did King Anga say having a bad son in one way is better than having a good son? Can anybody imagine? Okay, Ayana is saying.
Maybe your good son might be better than you, so I don't know, maybe.
No, you see, Anga Maharaj is a very nice devotee, and he doesn't have the pride to think that, oh, only I should be the best. My son cannot be better than me. That's not Anga Maharaj. So why would he have thought like that? Okay, so Anga Maharaj, just think, so Anga Maharaj is thinking, like a devotee, in whatever situation he is, he finds something good out of it, or he thinks that that's the best blessing. Even though he's in a very bad situation with a very bad son, he's saying a bad son is better than a good son in one way, because does Meenakshi ji want to say something? No. Okay, so in one way, because if you have a very good son, if you have a very good wife, and if you have a very good family life, you'll be focused just on the family. You'll forget about God. You don't want to get into that situation, is what Anga Maharaj is thinking, because of this bad son, and he has no hope in this the family at this point. So he feels, oh, this is a good sign that I can focus God more, and then he then just leaves everything and goes to the forest to just focus on the Lord. So he feels that at this point it is good that he can just focus on God at this point. So see how a devotee is always using any material situation to his benefit. So everyone was aggrieved that the king left, and what happened was, all the bad thieves and rogues, they started becoming prominent in the kingdom, and then all the sages, they said, oh, we need a king. So the ministers knew that this king, if Vena becomes the king, it's going to be very bad. But the sages said, we need a king for this kingdom, because all the thieves and rogues, they were starting to harass the citizens, and definitely a leader is required. So the sages appointed King Vena. After talking to his mother, they decided, let's just make Vena the king. And his mom was agreeing to that. So Sunita agreed, and Vena ascended to the throne. Now, Vena, as you know, is very cruel, and he is very proud that he is the king. And actually, the only good thing that happened was all the thieves and rogues were afraid of Vena, because Vena was a bigger rogue and thief than any of them. So the crime due to the thieves and rogues reduced. However, Vena was a worse person, so he was creating a lot of problems in the kingdom. So it was like from frying pan to fire, they say, right? So it's like that. The poor citizens were going through a lot of problems because of this bad King Vena. So when that happened, the sages, they wanted to go and tell this King Vena, just very peacefully try to negotiate with him and tell him, hey, this is not right. A king has to take care of the citizens, not spread cruelty. You have to allow all that. Now Vena, he stopped all religious activities. He said, no more religious activities in my kingdom. Nobody can pray to God. Everybody should pray to me, Vena was saying. So and Vena was, he became proud and thought he is the supreme person. So then when the sages came and told him that, hey, you should stop all these activities and you should pray to the Lord and you should make others devotees, that is the dharma, or that is the goal of a king, to lead a good kingdom and make all the citizens good devotees of the Lord. And this Vena got very angry and said, you are all inexperienced fools, to the sages. And actually, all the devatas are present in my body, Vena says. So you have to just worship me, because the king is the topmost, and every citizen should just worship the king, and not Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu or any of the devatas. So the sages thought, okay, this is it. This person is totally contrary to what a king should be. So enough is enough. And the sages at that time, or the Brahmanas, were very, very powerful. They could just kill a person by uttering some mantras. So all they had to do is they said some words that invoked this Vena's body to cease, and Vena left his body. In the sense, he just fell down dead, and there was no king again. But Mother Sunita was very sad that her son died, and she kind of mummified that body of Vena. But again, the problems started coming up. The thieves and rogues in the kingdom started becoming more prominent. And as the sages were looking, there was a huge dust storm that was rising up. And that was all these thieves and rogues running and plundering the citizens. And they said, oh, we have to definitely have a king. We have this great lineage coming from Dhruva and Anga Maharaj. So we need to somehow, continue that lineage. So how do we do that? The sun is dead. The modern material science, it has cloning, and take a cell of a sheep, we can make another sheep. So this technology already existed in the ancient Vedic times. So we see how the sages said, okay, just bring the body of Vena. Now, Vena's body was given by both Anga Maharaj and Sunita. So what they did was they wanted to remove the lineage that came from Sunita or Mrityu. So they churned out a personality called Bahuka from the thighs of Vena, the mummified body. They were able to, get a body out of that, and the soul entered it, called and is called Bahuka. And he became, he was looking very, very fearsome, very short, flat nose, red eyes, and he was becoming a tribal king of the Nishada dynasty. So he went that way. And then they churned from the arms of Vena, they churned out this wonderful couple called Prthu and Archie. So they came out as, grown-up personalities, and they were actually the partial expansion of Lakshmi Narayana. Archie was Lakshmi Devi, and Prthu Maharaj came out of that churning. He so he had the lineage coming from Dhruva Maharaj, and the Lord decided to empower this couple as with his own powers and his own consort's powers. So this wonderful couple came as the rulers of this of the earth at that point. So that's how Prthu Maharaj and Archie began to rule the kingdom. Now, Prthu Maharaj, as soon as he came out, since he is the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everybody started praising Prthu Maharaj. But Prthu Maharaj said, hey, I just came to this world. You can't praise me so much. And even if in the future, when I do good activities, don't praise me in front of me. Just, if you have to praise me when I'm not around. And at this point, the great devatas and everybody had come to receive these great personalities. And you have to praise the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu. So now we can see the contrast between a good person and a bad person. A bad person wants to be praised and himself get all the credit. But a good person, he doesn't want to take any credit. He wants to give all the credit to the Supreme Lord. So we can see that, like in Vena's case, he wanted all the praise and everything for himself. So when a humble person like that, everybody likes a humble person, and they started praising Prthu Maharaj even more. So there was kettle drums, and there was all the devatas, they showering flowers, and everybody was saying, and everybody gave such wonderful gifts, and all these, there's a list of all these gifts, like Kuvera gave a royal throne, Varuna gave an umbrella, Vayu gave 2 chamaras, Dharma gave a flower garland, Indra gave an excellent crown, Yama gave a punishing rod, Brahma gave spiritual knowledge, Mother Saraswati gave a necklace, and Lord Krishna or Hari gave him the Sudarshana chakra. So everybody, and I'll quickly read through the list. Lakshmi gave him imperishable opulences, so a lot of wealth. Shiva gave him a sword marked with 10 moons. Durga gave a shield marked with 100 moons. Soma, or the moon god, gave him horses made of nectar. Vishwakarma gave him a beautiful chariot. Agni gave him a bow made of horns of goats and cows. Surya gave him an arrow as brilliant as sunshine. Bhumi gave him magic slippers. Demigods put flowers more and more on him. And then like all the other folks present there were doing drama, singing, music, and the sages gave him a lot of blessing. The ocean gave him a conch shell, and the birds started singing prayers and praises. So we see how, the Supreme Lord, when he has an empowered incarnation, comes in the form of Prthu, everybody is praising and everybody's happy, especially after having such a bad experience with their previous king, Vena. So at this point, Prthu becomes king, and then there was the citizens started to come and say that they were starving. So Prthu Maharaj was wondering, why is that happening? And so he wanted to go find out what to do, like how to fix the situation. So he becomes angry at the earth, because the earth is the one that gives all the resources to the citizens, and the earth wasn't giving any resources. So Prthu Maharaj took his arrow, and he was wanting to punish the earth. And then the earth took the form of a cow, and started running away from Prthu Maharaj. So again, Prthu Maharaj is showing some anger here, just to, chastise the cow, not to really hurt her, but he wants the earth to serve the citizens. So um, the earth started giving many reasons why why she was not giving, like she was first saying, don't kill me, because you are such a great personality, the religious principles, and you have like everybody takes shelter of you. How can you kill me? And then if you kill me, then where will everybody live? And all those, she's trying to give all these reasons that like Prthu Maharaj should not kill this earth who is coming as the cow. So then Prthu Maharaj said, you have disobeyed my orders. You have accepted everybody's, all the work everybody was doing, but you didn't give enough grains. You have not filled your milk bag with milk for everyone. You're not allowing plants and seeds to grow. That's why everybody's starving. So so the earth then surrenders, and then she starts giving, she starts saying that she will give good grains to everyone, and then all the good things for all the different people, even the good and the bad people, they will get all the resources from the earth. She agrees to do that, and Prthu Maharaj is in like, since Mother Earth came as a cow, it's like milking the cow. So he was able to milk the cow and provide resources for all his citizens. So that's a huge list. Okay, I ask a question. Yes.
So why was the earth really disobeying like the orders?
Yes, that's a good question. So here she was saying that all the seeds and herbs and grains were being used by bad people, by non-devotees. And then the previous king was Vena, and because Vena was the king, all the bad people, or there was a lot of crime and things happening, and that is the reason that she stopped producing like a good harvest and all the good things. So this is one thing we can see. If the king is, or the leader of the country is really good, the country will prosper even nowadays. But if the leader is bad, there's all these bad things keep happening. So because this is the influence of Vena's bad rule, that the earth went into a shutdown mode. She wasn't providing enough for the inhabitants. But now that such a wonderful king has come, she switched herself to providing everything everybody needs. Does that answer your question? Okay. All right. So that concludes the lesson for today. And the next lesson, next class also, it will be focused on Prthu Maharaj, a great personality, and how he does the Ashwamedha Yagya, and Indra tries to prevent him from doing the 100th one, and there's a good story regarding that. And we see how a devotee takes good advice from his elders and follows it. So that's what we learn in the next class on next Sunday. But if everybody's ready, we can go to our next part, which is the Kahoot quiz. Are there any questions before we go there? Okay, so let's go play Kahoot for the topics we covered today. Okay, the pin is 1739545. Okay. Looks like everybody has joined. Can I start? Okay, very good. Okay, good and bad kings is the topic for today in the dynasty of Dhruva. Whose dynasty were the Prachetas born? Dhruva, Narada, Devahuti, Priyavrata. Very good. Dhruva. Which son of Dhruva became the king? Utkala, the elder son, Vatsara, the younger son. Yeah, Vatsara became the king because Utkala was focused on just spiritual activities. He didn't want to do any administration work. Usually the elder son becomes the king. That's probably why everybody answered that. Okay, third question. Who drank the paisam received from the yagya for Lord Hari conducted by King Anga? Devahuti, Sunita. Yes, Sunita. Sunita was the wife of Anga Maharaj. So he wanted a son. Okay, Ishwarji is on the board. Santoshji is in first place. Meenakshiji is third place. Ayana second place. Nitinji fourth place. Okay, Sunita was the daughter of Dash. Janma, a birth, Mrityu, or death, Ananda for happiness, Vijay for victory. Mrityu, that's right. So, yeah. So she came from a bad family. So even when all of you choose your life partner, make sure you have a spouse coming from a good family. Who was the cruel son of Anga and Sunita who killed his own friends in his childhood? Dhruva, Prahlada, Vena, Prthu. Yes. So Vena was that bad son of Anga Maharaj. Okay, Santoshi is on fire. Why did King Anga renounce his kingdom? He tried but failed to reform his son. He got detached from family life due to bad son Vena. All of the above, none of the above. Yes, all of the above. Okay, now the brothers are in first and second place. Then Ayana, Ishwarji, and the brother sister Ishwar and Meenakshiji. Seventh halfway mark. Why did the sages appoint Vena as the king? Citizens were living like animals without a king. Their thieves and rogues were plundering the kingdom. All of the above. Yes, you're right. Okay. What did Vena do as king? Prohibited religious act, insulted great personalities, considered him the greatest, all of the above. Oh, finally everybody got it right. I'm so happy. That's 1 point for me then. Okay. Vena is in first place, Santoshji, Ishwarji is on fire, Meenakshi ji and Nitin. Okay. What did Vena reply to the sages when they tried to advise him? Call them inexperienced. He is the supreme lord. All the devatas are present in his body, so he has to be worshipped, all of the above. Very good again. Okay, 10th question. How did the sages kill Vena? With a sword, with a gun, uttering words, all of the above. Okay, uttering words. So we know these sages, they are very powerful. They don't have to fight with anyone. Okay, 11th question. Person churned out of the thighs of Vena that became the tribal leader of the Nishada dynasty with multiple descendants. Bahuka, Prthu, Archi, all of the above. Yes, Bahuka is the right answer. Okay, who were the couple that came out of churning the arms? Devahuti and Kardama, Prthu and Archi, Anga and Sarita, all of the above. Yes, Prthu and Archi. Okay, Santoshji is now in first place. Ayana, Meenakshiji, Nitinji, and Ishwarji. So we have just 2 more questions. The second last question. Why did King Prthu become angry at the earth? Earth is not providing sufficient food grain, citizens are starving, all of the above, none of the above. Okay, all of the above is the right answer. Okay, there's a tug of war between Ayana and Santoshji, switching, then Nitinji, Ishwarji, and Meenakshiji. So last question will settle everything, but everybody are winners. Don't worry about it. This is just for fun, whoever wins, okay? Last question. True or false? The earth as cow instructs King Prthu how to milk her. True or false? True is the right answer. So let's see who had the fastest finger. 3, third place goes to Nitinji. Second place goes to Santoshji. And first place goes to Ayana. But everybody are winners. Fourth place Ishwarji, fifth place Meenakshi.
Hare Krishna, bye Prabhuji.
Dandot Pranam. And sometimes, you know, if you have a slow network, it's difficult. So all of you winners. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Thank you so much for joining. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarupasya kripasindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.